Good evening, and welcome to this Wednesday, December 2nd edition of EastCast. I'm Stacey Caruso with Evan Weiner to bring you the news of the week, the big story, Spirit Week. On Friday, November 13th, we kicked off Spirit Week with a dance. Points were awarded based on class attendance and on performance in a dance contest. As expected, the seniors were off to an early lead. Throughout the next week and a half, various events were held, such as the Cougar Relays, booth construction, volleyball, and the tug of war. At the end of the week, everyone attended a pep rally. There, fall sports teams were announced, and the jump rope contest took place. There were also performances by the cheerleaders, the marching band color guard, and the Cougarettes. One of the last events was the cake decorating contest. Spirit Week officially ended with homecoming on Thanksgiving Day. At the homecoming game versus West, East proudly displayed their homecoming floats. During the parade, East recognized Young Woman of the Year Trisha Velosa and all of the homecoming representatives. For the freshman class, the representative was Liz Elses, the sophomores Alana Marr, and the junior representative was Jen Dwyer. The senior reps were Sarah Braslow, Gail Harvitz, Jarita Frierson, and Alok Mehta. The game was packed as many members of the class of 1992 were home for the first time since September. To end it all, the juniors won Spirit Week and West beat East 2018. Congratulations.
The SAT word for this week is lassitude, a state or feeling of being tired or weak, weariness, languor, lassitude. Last Wednesday, Disney debuted its new addition to its movie collection. This latest release is the full-length animated feature Aladdin. As many of you will probably view the film, you might want to know that Aladdin has a special connection with Cherry Hill East. The connection is Eric Goldberg. Eric Goldberg is an East graduate. He also is an animator working for Walt Disney Pictures, and in this case, on the latest creation, Aladdin. Goldberg was the supervising animator for the project. He and his team actually make the story come alive. One of his best visual creations of the movie is undoubtedly the genie, whose shape changes throughout the film. Goldberg was in charge of bringing to life the many improvisations and impressions done by Robin Williams, the voice of the genie. Besides supervising the drawing, painting, etc. that deals with animation, he also worked on computer-generated images, such as used in the Tiger's Cave scene. This method is somewhat controversial, but Goldberg sees it only as an enhancement of the art, not a substitution. The method was also used in Beauty and the Beast in the ballroom scene. Cherry Hill East salutes Eric Goldberg for finding such success in animation. We also thank him for all the tears and the joy and the overall pure entertainment that comes from a Disney production. Aladdin will undoubtedly join Beauty and the Beast and the many other Disney films as a classic. East gymnastic team is one of the best in South Jersey, and Mike Silvestro, a member of the gymnastics team, is one of the best gymnasts in the state. Here's Andrew DeChristopher with Mike Silvestro.
First of all, Mike, thank you for joining us here.
Thanks for having me.
And why don't you start off by telling us about your accomplishments at the States?
Okay, well, at team states, I placed first all around, and in individual states, I came in third. Throughout the season, I broke several records. The first record I broke was on floor at a meet at Lenape, and also at that same meet, I broke the all-around record. So that's two of the records, and then I have a record for being the first junior to break a 50, a score of 50, or first South Jersey junior to break a score of 50. And I was the first junior in South Jersey to ever win Devil's Classic, which is the first gymnastics meet of the season.
Well, that's quite a fine list. Why don't you tell us about how you got started in gymnastics? Like, how long have you been performing?
Okay, well, my mom actually got me started in gymnastics when I was about 8 years old. And since then, I progressed pretty rapidly, and I began to like the sport. And I've been in it since I was 8, and I'm going to turn 17 soon, so it's a pretty long time to be in a sport. I'm looking to get a scholarship out of it, so it's a fun sport, and I've been in it a little while.
Exactly how long have you been performing competitively?
Competitively since I was about 10, I believe. So, you know, as soon as usually when you're about ready to compete, they just throw you right into it.
And where do you do your training? Outside of East?
Outside of East, I train up in Roselle Park, which is in North Jersey, at a gym called Surgeon's Elite School of Gymnastics. And I'm trained there by my coach, Matt. And there's several other guys. A lot of them are members of the national team. And they're good to work out with because I draw off them. So I have pretty good workouts up there.
You say you have very good workouts at Roselle Park. How do you compare those to the level of competition you have here at East with the coaches and fellow teammates?
Okay, well, the coaches both at East and at my other gym are both very good. The competition varies slightly because in high school you have gymnasts who are specialists in certain events, whereas in my gym up in North Jersey, which is a USGF-sanctioned gym, USGF is United States Gymnastics Federation, they have people who compete all around. There's no real specialists. In high school, it's basically it's a whole team effort, whereas in my other gym, it's individual and team both.
Very good. Well, this has been Andrew DeChristopher with Mike Sylvester. I'd like to thank you again for joining us, and congratulations on your very fine achievements, and we wish you the best of luck in the future. We know that you have brought East a fine reputation, held it up, and brought it to another level, actually. So we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
In the mood for a little music but don't like spending a lot of money to attend a concert? The yearbook staff proudly presents Helen Wang in concert, a 5th grader at Horace Mann. She truly can be considered a child prodigy. Helen will be giving a piano concert here at East on Friday, December 18th at 8 p.m. Tickets are $4 and are being sold now. Please see Mrs. Hopp or any of the yearbook staff for details. Amnesty International is a worldwide organization which stands for human rights. The group writes numerous letters to help prisoners of conscience in foreign countries who are unjustly imprisoned. Last month, there was a guest speaker here at East who spoke about how Amnesty International saved his life. The group at Cherry Hill East plans to attempt to make students a little more aware of their human rights objectives and are planning various simulations. In the future, Amnesty is also planning a trip to Boston, which will take place on March 5th through the 7th. This trip is to be informative. The students will attend workshops to learn more about the club and how to make it better. Please see Mr. Wolf for details.
Last week's inductees for the Senior Hall of Fame displayed in the showcase near Communications were Randy Fleischman for her participation in activities like FOP, Gail Horvitz for her great participation in SGA and other activities, Winston Chow for his music accomplishments, and Joseph Cho for his great efforts in the mock trial team. Our athletes of the week who often experience lassitude following their performances are Samar Lee for her outstanding performance on this year's cross-country team, leading them to an undefeated season. James Francisconi, Scott Peeler, John Shermer, Lou Regan, and Jason Osborne for their effort on East's varsity football team in a great game against Overbrook 2 weeks ago. And Mike Weinstein and Scott Cameo for their help on the freshman football team in defeating Highland 14-0. And for This Week in Sports, we go to Wes Fine. Wes?
There wasn't much sports action this week as we were in between seasons. There was one football game, however, as Cherry Hill East lost to Cherry Hill West in the annual Thanksgiving Day Classic. The final was 20-18. Nick Mickemeyer had a 31-yard field goal. Jim Francisconi also had a good day with a 31-yard run for a touchdown, a 3-yard run for a touchdown, and he also ran for a 2-point conversion. It was East's first Thanksgiving Day loss since 1984. The Cougars closed the season out at 4-5 and lead the rivalry with West 21-3. That's all for sports this week. Now back to you, Evan.
On a sad note, one of East's staff members passed away last Wednesday. Mr. Howard Bolden taught social studies and English at East for 24 years until he became ill this summer. He will be remembered for his love of people, his lively imagination, his magnificent storytelling abilities, his generosity, and his voracious interest in learning. Mr. Bolden was also an F. Scott Fitzgerald scholar and devotee. We join with the family of friends of Howard Bolden in mourning his loss. That's it for the news tonight. Special thanks to Mr. Gordon Hampson, cameraman and editor, to Mr. Keith Haynes, advisor, and to Tim Brady and Tracy A. Denton, our student camera people. Thank you for joining Stacy Caruso and Wes Fine and myself, Evan Weiner, this evening. Stay tuned for the East-West Thanksgiving game, which follows the junior high school news. Tonight we leave you with Ophelia, who is still trying to digest that Thanksgiving turkey. Good night, Ophelia.
Good evening and welcome to the West Report. I'm Kristen Otten.
And I'm Dan Rosenberg.
The annual Thanksgiving celebrations began with an exciting pep rally in the Jones Gym on Wednesday afternoon. After a successful fall sports season, the students took time to honor West coaches and athletes. Mr. Jalora then introduced the members of the 1992 homecoming court and their escorts. Mr. Simon had the honor of crowning Tara Rogers as the Cherry Hill West homecoming queen. Later that evening, the Now and Then dance was held. Many former students arrived and had a fun time being at another dance at Cherry Hill West and seeing their friends. This dance was a big success, and here's Dave Marico with sports.
In sports, the Walsh Gym is finished, and the girls will now be practicing on it daily. The boys' football team had its first victory since 1984 over arch-rival Cherry Hill East, 20-18. Kevin Carlton threw for over 100 yards and 3 touchdowns, 2 of them to Chris Martini and 1 to Chris Jimenez. Joel Correa was also very effective as the running back. The defense, led by Bruce Barker and Randy Cook, stopped James Francis Coney. West finishes at a record of 3-6 and should be commended on an excellent season. West baseball coach Tom Trotman won the Coach of the Year at the annual Hot Stovers banquet last Sunday. Congratulations to him. Hopefully we'll have an interview with him next week. And Brian Bianco and Joe Molinaro, West star soccer players, have made first-team All-South jersey for their soccer abilities this season. These players combined for 35 goals in leading West to the state sectional finals. Congratulations to both of them. Well, that's all the sports. Don't forget to watch the East-West football game following the news. Thanks a lot. I'll see you next week.
The winter holiday spirit will soon be felt at Cherry Hill West. Among the many activities planned for the season are the annual freshman trip to McCarter Theater to see the production of A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens on December the 11th. There will also be 2 winter concerts this season. The first one will be on December the 9th, featuring Cherry Hill West Wind Ensemble and Concert Band. The second concert will be on December the 16th, featuring orchestra, vocal workshop, chansons, West singers, men of note, and chamber singers. The admission for both of these concerts is free. We hope to see you there.
A Renaissance Fair and Shakespeare's production of A Midsummer Night's Dream is scheduled for this Friday and Saturday. West reporter Jen Garrido is here with Miss Kelly, the director of Midsummer Night's Dream.
V. Garrido reporting from the Cherry Hill West Professional Library. In a couple of seconds, I'll be talking to Miss Kelly, this year's director of the 3 acts Midsummer Night's Dream. First of all, I'd like to welcome you to the West Report and also to the West High School, since I understand that you're new to the community. Midsummer Night's Dream is your first directorial job here at West. How is it working with West actors, and how is the production coming along?
It's been very exciting. This is a very ambitious project for everyone, trying to do Shakespeare. We've had some really great surprises, people who are really wonderful. A lot of underclassmen came out for the play, so it's been a very good experience.
Okay, that's good. For the sake of the people who don't really know a lot of things about Shakespeare, can you give us a little summary of Midsummer Night's Dream? Just a brief.
This is a fairly complicated play because people get involved with each other. It's a love story. It's a comedy. It's very funny. It's, I think, fairly easy to follow. It's not difficult. Since I'm an English teacher, I can say it's not going to be horrible. It's basically a play about a lot of people who are in love, and they end up in the woods on a very magical night when all of the fairies and the elves come out, and the fairies and the elves like to mess with people. So people fall in love, they fall out of love, they fall in love with the wrong person. Everything gets straightened out at the end, and the right people end up married to one another at the very end. So it works out.
Okay, I also heard about the Renaissance Fair. What exactly is it?
We're going to try to get people into the mood of traveling back in time to Shakespeare's time. So before the play opens, probably between 7 and 7:30, we'll have people costumed in Renaissance costumes who will recite some poems, sing some songs, and do some dances from the period. And then the chamber singers are going to perform, singing pieces of music from that period.
When will this be shown, and how much are the tickets?
The play opens Friday night. There are performances Friday, December 4th, and Saturday, December 5th. The play starts at 8 o'clock. The Renaissance Fair is at 7. Tickets are $5 for adults, $3 for students and senior citizens.
All right, Miss Kelly, thank you for doing this interview with us, and I wish you the best of luck with the play.
This Saturday, December 5th, SATs will be given. For most students, this is a big moment, and everyone wants to do well. So here are some helpful hints from the students here at Cherry Hill West. First, selectively skipping answers will not bring your score down, so don't hesitate to skip an answer that you do not understand. Second, take practice tests so you have an idea of what you're doing. And finally, eat a good breakfast. This will help you get going in the morning and keep you going through the test.
Just a reminder, report cards will be issued on this Thursday, December the 3rd. Thank you for watching the West Report. Please join us again next week at this time. Stay tuned for Thanksgiving football game and homecoming following the junior news. Good night.
Good night.
Good evening, and welcome to Carusi News. I'm Leslie Ryan.
And Reginald Hardwick.
Our top story tonight is the talent show. Here's Karen Greenwald with the story.
Carusi is a school of many talents, which showed at the Carusi Junior School Talent Show this week as singers, dancers, and musicians from 7th and 8th grades performed for an enthusiastic audience of teachers, parents, and fellow students. The talent show is an annual event sponsored by teacher Miss Cutler, who commented, "I've been teaching here for 12 years, and I've seen so many talented young people. For these students, our talent show becomes a showcase for their special gifts. Their performances bring them positive reinforcement, a good self-image, and deserved recognition from other students." Some highlights of the show were Sean Armour, who played a piano medley of Billy Joel songs, and Erica Cretarola performing the Dance of the Lilac Fairy from the ballet Sleeping Beauty. Special mention goes to Freedom Dance, performed by a group of 10 girls who choreographed and presented their dance despite the difficulties of finding a common practice time. Performing with the group were Deja Ettinger, Gilda Shear, Sarah Dunworth, Heather Zanzinger, Laura Potter, Jackie Rispoli, Jennifer Gaunt, Jessica Vernon, Erica Sweezy, and Helen Tappas. Other performing groups were the Fly Girls, a dance team that included Allegra Cohen, Erica Gotchen, Janine Oxenberg, and Katie Rudenbach, the Rump Shakers, a dance group with Brianna Conquest, Nikki Edwards, and Shanice Mahan, singer Tamara Macquarie, presenting How Am I Supposed to Live Without You by Michael Bolton, Shake That Body, a dance team with Amanda Ford, Melissa Hebert, and Kate Mulford, dancer Kim Amato performing her own choreographed version of West Side Story, and Stacey Sarasi and Stacey Garvin dancing to Michael Jackson's Jam. Also, Nikki Benson sang solo for the assembly. Technical assistance for the Carusi Talent Show was provided by teacher Fred Slabakin and students Arit Avaram, Brian Duffy, Greg Allen, and Russ Cotton. Ms. Cutler would like to thank all of the participants that contributed to the talent show this year. We would also like to thank Mrs. Kaplan for her help to this story.
Thank you, Karen. On Wednesday, the Carusi students got the privilege to hear the award-winning Cherry Hill West marching band. We congratulate the 7th and 8th graders who participated in the show. We would like to thank the entire marching band for taking the time to present the band to us. Here's a little sample of the performance. Here's Reggie Hardwick with the highlights from the 8th grade awards assembly.
On November 23rd, during the first 8th grade award assembly of the year was held, awards were given out and students were recognized for the different achievements of the first marking period. The categories in which awards were given out were were girls field hockey, boys soccer, girls soccer, and soccer intramurals. These were all 8th grade activities because the 7th grade received their awards during the assembly the week before. Coaches of these sports teams gave the final record. They gave special recognition to the outstanding team members. Finally made the little speech that generally wrapped up the final sports season. During the assembly, the Mustang band played. Everyone thought they did a fine job, and they all applauded. Finally, the assembly came to an end, and students went back to their homerooms with some sort of award or ribbon in their hand. Now back to Leslie.
Thanks, Reggie. Tonight's focus on enrichment is gym leaders. Here's Ari Avriam with the story.
Hi, good evening. I'm here with two of the gym leaders, Christine Fee and Tara Zanzinger, and their advisor, Mrs. Frank. Mrs. Frank, when did you decide to start gym leaders and why?
We started gym leaders about 6 or 7 years ago. That would be 85, 84, 85. And primarily the reason for the gym leaders club is for service to the school.
Thank you. Christine, how do you get chosen to be a gym leader?
Well, you have to be recommended by your gym teacher. You have to be responsible, and you have to know the rules of all the games, and you have to be able to control them and know what to do in certain situations.
Okay, thanks. Tara, what are some of the responsibilities of being a gym leader?
You have to set up the field, set up the volleyball nets, and referee the games and keep the kids in line, so they don't, fight or anything like that.
Okay, thanks. Both of you, do you enjoy being gym leaders and why?
Yeah, because it's, fun to play the games and stuff, because I enjoy gym.
I like it because it's fun to do and gives you, more understanding of what you're doing and just being around all your friends in the morning.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Ari. Here's sports with Mark Septer.
For the past 3 weeks, Carusi's winter sports teams have been hard at work preparing for the upcoming season. Tonight we will have a preview of the 8th grade boys and 8th grade girls basketball. Here's Dave Zalkman with Mr. Cooper.
Why did you decide to coach the 8th grade girls basketball team this year?
Because of various reasons, the two coaches that coached the girls program last year had to leave, and they had no coaches to fill it, and I had been the boys' 7th grade coach, so they asked me if I would move over to the girls program, and I decided to do it.
How many people tried out for the team?
Approximately 38 people.
And how many were chosen?
We kept 12.
How do you think the team will do this season?
It's almost impossible for me to answer. Since I've been coaching boys for the last 3 years, I'm not familiar with what the quality of the competition will be in the girls' programs at the other schools. So I can't right now compare our girls' skill levels to any of the schools we're going to play.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Dave. Now here's Nicholas with boys basketball.
I'm here with Mr. Wilkins, coach of the 8th grade boys basketball team. Mr. Wilkins, how long have you been coaching basketball?
I've been coaching 7th and 8th grade boys for, I think this is my 20th year.
Okay, in the past, have you coached somewhere else?
Yeah, I've coached at Heritage Junior School before it was closed. Coached there for something around 14 years, 12 years, I guess it was. And the past 8 years I've been here at Carusi.
How many guys tried out for the team and how many made it?
In the 8th grade, we had 47 tryouts, 13 made the team. In 7th grade, we had 64 tryout, and 15 made that team.
Who are the members of your 8th grade team?
Members of the 8th grade team this year are Mark Bush, Dave Schwastik, Doug Clark, Mike Fiore, Rob Martini, Jason Portnoy, Edward Kim, Bart Procacci, Greg Rountos, Ben Salerno, Adam Schmidt, Matt Sweeney, Ryan Bandoy, and Kyan Joyous is my equipment manager.
How difficult was it to choose your team for this year?
This year it was very difficult. There was a lot of boys this year who had a great amount of talent, and as any coach can tell you, cutting to the final team is probably the most difficult part of coaching.
Okay, now that you have your team, what are your outlooks for the season?
I expect to have a good team, but for 20 years I've expected to have a good team. The only people who predict things are weathermen, and weathermen seem to make mistakes once in a while. So as far as a prediction, as far as the season concerned, I really don't know. But I expect to have a very good team. I've got a lot of great talent.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Wilkins.
You're welcome.
For Carusi News, this is Nick Coolis. Back to you, Mark.
Thanks, Nick. Next week, we will have wrestling and 7th grade sports teams. Back to you, Leslie.
Thanks, Mark. We'd like to thank Mr. Gross, our advisor. Thank you for watching, and here's some more highlights from the talent show.
You can reach